Well, good morning, fine YouTubers. It's Michael Marshall here again, voice actor, lover of footy, and I've just received some very sad news from the grandstand team from the ABC, who have been broadcasting old football games to the masses during these rather difficult times, essentially because of particularly online rights distribution. They have been curtailed in their efforts to broadcast old games for the fear that they might be able to be streamed online. Ladies and gentlemen, I've gone on about this quite a bit, and I've protested the overreaching copyright of certain parts of our great game. This to me is just another blow, because I have always been a believer in preserving this game, and this goes beyond AFL. This goes to a lot of other things besides AFL. And to me, in these difficult times of COVID-19 and the isolation and other things that people are feeling, this curtailment of broadcasts of old games, to me, it slaps of copyright gone mad. This is something that the Australian Football League really need to fix. There are commercial rights. There are billions of dollars involved. However, I think particularly in these times, there needs to be relaxation. You know, in a time when things are not going right, when people want a bit of a distraction, when they want to be able to sit down, listen to a few old games of footy or rugby or anything else, they are now being curtailed and hit by the same roadblocks that are hit in the regular season. Stations cannot broadcast their games online through what might be more accessible apps. They have to be funneled through the AFL app. And this, to me, this is all just a terrible, terrible injustice. Copyright is essential to the protection of content, of broadcast partners and everything else. But there is also a little bit of give and take that has to be instituted. And this is particularly relevant in these times, where people are looking for a bit of an outlet, where stations want to broadcast the games that they have preserved in their vaults. I have a couple of questions for those that might be historically minded at the Australian Football League and those that might be in control of the rights. Do you have an interest in the game being preserved at all? And secondly, would you be the first to complain if the preservation efforts came to naught and the games were lost? That, to me, are two serious questions that need to be answered. The game should be preserved. The game should be preserved and watched and listened to by those that love the game almost as much as the players, probably more so. That is the fans. And the fans of radio stations who have worked hard to put together these broadcasts, that have sacrificed money and time and a million other things to bring these games to us. And they should be able to be preserved and broadcast to the people that love the game most, to the people that have ridden every bump with these radio stations in the story of our great game. And the online distribution rights have gone completely mad. It is out of control. It must be relaxed. There must be implementation of a more relaxed framework to allow these games to be broadcast and viewed by people, so that preservation actually means something, so that people can understand and listen to these old games because that is why you preserve things. You preserve things to show history. It is a museum. It is a monument to the commentators before. It is a monument to the current commentators who draw inspiration from the previous generations, and it is history for the future fans and commentators of the AFL football game. Australian Football League, fix this. Fix this now. This is beyond a joke. Fix it.